Hi, this is my video review for Interface 0 2.0. Interface 0 2.0 is basically a cyberpunk game for the Savage Worlds RPG system. Now bear with me, this is a huge book. It's not that it has a lot of pages, but it's very rich and detailed, so I'm going to have to read a few things while I'm reviewing the game. Well, let me talk about the quality of the PDF first. The PDF is beautiful. The graphic design and the illustrations are just amazing. But I recommend that if you don't have a powerful tablet, that you turn off a few of the graphic layers or the pages are going to take forever to load. Let me show you some of the illustrations. They are very expressive and show a lot of about the theme and the setting. You also have a lot of action-packed scenes with gunfights and dudes wielding katana, and you also have a hacker and flying machines, and it shows you almost everything about the setting in an action-packed scene just like that. The book also teaches you how to play the game in a very easy way. You can easily understand how to play it using the Savage Worlds RPG system. Well, let's talk about the character options first. To create a character here, they give you a lot of interesting archetypes. As you well know, Savage Worlds doesn't use a class system. You don't feel obligated or forced to use a specific class archetype. They just give you character concepts, so you can more easily integrate your character concept to the game. And for example, they give you agents, bounty hunters, gangers, investigative journalists, Ronin, Sector Cop, and you can create your party of whatever you may play as, maybe spies or mercenaries, out of these archetypes. So you could easily have an entire group made out of Sector Cops, but because of the edges and the way you can customize your characters, they could all have different roles. But it's interesting to mix different archetypes, such as let's have an agent and a bounty hunter, an idol and an ex-soldier. Some of them could handle combat situations. Maybe the idol could use her contacts to gain access to different places and environments, and so on. You can build the party that you want in this futuristic setting of corporate control and government conspiracies. And the races are pretty cool too. You have androids, bioroids, cyborgs. Those are pretty self-explanatory, but basically they all have strengths and weaknesses, and mostly all of these robotic-based characters are usually vulnerable to electromagnetic pulse weapons. And you also have humans and humans 2.0. Those are humans that have the genes, the best genes money can buy. And you also have a hybrid and simulacra. The hybrid is basically a half man, half beast type of character. And depending on the animal the human's genes have been combined with, you can get different strengths and weaknesses. For example, you combine the human with a rhino, you're going to get a very tough and very strong hybrid, but really slow and a bit clumsy. And the simulacra are basically artificial humans adapted for or created for a specific purpose. Maybe they were created specifically to fight, or maybe to work or labor in a factory, and it's kind of like that. You also get different occupations, so you can more specialize your character in a specific way, very much like the archetypes. And you get your choice of selection of hindrances specific to the setting, such as, oh, it's taking a while to load. Let me, here we go. Code of honor, bad street cred, bad filters, blacklisted. So you can create a more realistic character in the context of a cyberpunk setting. You also get some cool new edges. I especially like the combat edges, such as, here we go, Dragon Lash, for a martial arts type of character. There are lots of martial arts based edges in this setting. You also have the Gunfu Disciple, and this is pretty cool. It's like using guns and shotguns, machine guns, and all that. As a sort of martial arts melee weapon. So if somebody's attacking you with a sword, you're probably going to block his attack with your gun, and that's going to look awesome. You also have hacker edges, professional edges, all related to Cyberpunk. For example, professional edges, you're probably a bounty hunter. You have bonuses when tracking down your prey, or an ex-soldier, and edges that specialize again in a specific skill or task that your character will perform in the game. And the Walmart catalog is just amazing. The amount of weapons, cyberware, drones and robots that you have. You also have drugs, communication devices, explosives, mines, different types of power armor. And I love power armor, those Space Marines huge suits, you know, like the Warhammer 40k ones. But you also have golem mechs. That's mechs, giant robots that you can pilot, just like Gundam and Robotech. You get all that, and they look pretty cool. Well, they are more in the style of heavy gear or battle tech, but they are still pretty amazing. And you also have medical equipment, patches. The equipment section is amazing. They have everything you can think of that would fit in a cyberpunk setting. You also have a lot of vehicles such as cars, aircrafts. You also have spacecrafts. And now let me talk about the world of Interface Zero. In Interface Zero, you feel like everything is going on in a global scale, or maybe even a universal scale. What happens is other cyberpunk games specialize or focus in a specific part of our planet. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's a lot different from this game. For example, some cyberpunk games may focus on a specific city of the United States or maybe Europe, but in Interface Zero, you feel like one mission you're going to be fighting robots in China, and then you're going to act as spies in Australia, and then you're going to be hacking a system in New York, and then you're going to get some codes in France. You need to hack another system that you have to go to Venus or maybe Jupiter. So it's such a universal scale. You feel your character is moving not only all around the planet, but maybe he'll have to travel to outer space to solve some things. That's pretty amazing. You're going to get a lot of adventures because you're not, if you're having let's put it this way, in a specific or standard campaign, you're having a lot of different events and encounters in just a small part of a planet. But in this game, you're going to go all over the planet and even beyond. So that's pretty amazing. It gives you a lot of adventure choices, many ideas on how to generate campaigns. You also get a good list of adversaries, but they are mostly basic adversaries that you would expect to find in this type of setting. You get your androids and NPCs and robots, all pretty standard material. And let me talk about a bit more about the setting. They also give you the philosophies behind each government and the laws, sexual and political conventions. This game is not very politically correct. It's going to touch a lot of issues about racism and maybe sexuality, a bit of that, but it's mostly political and philosophical heavy stuff that questions the purpose of why a character is doing this or that. And you get an entire chapter about the solar system as well. Each planet, Venus, Luna, Mars, Jupiter, they're giving you almost everything about that specific planet. Maybe not as much as the information in the Planet Earth chapter, but they still give you a lot of good ideas and adventure seeds to carry out your campaigns in outer space if you wish it to be so. And the setting rules, they give you a lot of rules about fatigue, drugs, about greedy damage, because the cyberpunk setting is supposed to be a bit greedy, even in this Savage World system where everything is a bit over the top and cinematic, you still need to have those options to make it feel greedy and that each fight could be your last. You also have a lot of rules about fighting in golem mechs. I love giant robots fighting. Just going inside a robot is like a lifelong dream of mine. That's just amazing. And you also get a lot of rules of hacking, and these rules are pretty streamlined and easy to use. You don't need to wait for a character to finish all those complicated hacking maneuvers and navigating cyberspace. It works really smooth and in the Savage Worlds style of fast, furious, and fun. You also get a cool chapter about hyper reality, virtual reality. You also get cool powers because you're going to be using psychic abilities, and in this setting, psychics are a bit of a threat. Many organizations are looking to kill or use psychics because of their incredible powers. And in this book, you get a lot of cool things, even arcane backgrounds. The Cyberpunk, who is a very like a Zen character, using maybe wielding a katana, a gun, and at the same time using his awesome psychic powers. That's pretty good. Well, I could go on and on talking about the things in this book, so let me just give you, it also has a good chapter on game mastering, talking about cities, about gangs, factions, how to generate your own gangs, and just amazing the amount of content that this PDF has. It has so many tables about melee weapons, guns, submachine guns, flamethrowers. Oof. No, I have to stop at some point. Okay, let me tell you what I think. I think this is an amazing and incredible, a superb cyberpunk setting. It gives you so many options. It feels like a jack of all trades, but you stop before saying, but master of none. This feels like a jack of all trades, period. It's like a platform, and you can choose how to play your game. Maybe you can focus it on mech combat, or maybe only in hacking, or maybe in spying, and maybe it's a bit of shadow broking, but you could basically integrate all those things in a single campaign, and everything, it doesn't feel complicated. It feels like it runs smooth and so easy and so thematic, which is very important for a good cyberpunk story. The theme must be very powerful, and the theme in this PDF, just it's kind of like blowing out of proportion. It has so many things. I really can't find a negative point for this book. So far I haven't reviewed that many cyberpunk settings, but so far it seems just so perfect. I'm sorry, I have to say it looks so perfect. So I highly recommend that you buy this book. Also, especially if you watched my Savage Worlds review for the core book, you will see that it lacked a lot of sci-fi setting things. So it lacked giant robots and spaceships and all those things. But this book has robots, has spaceships, has rules for so many things, or sci-fi related things. So even if you should get it only because of those rules. They're pretty amazing. They did an excellent job. Get this book now. Get it. Well, thanks for watching my review. If you have any comments, please write them down. I will read them, and see you later.